यः सर्वत्रानभिस्नेहः तत्तत्प्राप्य शुभाशुभम् नाभिनन्दति नाद्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
So he is saying that if one has become like this, that wherever, whatever is coming to one in one's experience, so neither one is attached to it. See, this word sneha is very complex word, sneha. You take one example, that something it is means oily, something like which is some kind of slash, we call that something which attaches, which become means to lubrication. That is, a sneh word is for lubrication. So if you see something like honey is there, and there are chances that some insects will come and they will stick to it. Same way you see things in life. Sneh is a double-edged sword. So he is using it in this sense that you should not get attached to it, but it should be used as a lubricant in life. So both the meaning, the sneh has two uses. So he says in another sense, but one should not get attached to it. You should keep whatever is one getting into life, going into the situation, everywhere, one should not get attached to it. Keep moving, whether you are getting sukh or you are getting dukh.
नाभिनन्दति नाद्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
So every line there he is saying it in such a way that in one line there will be that these are the things which you are perturbed by, and in the second he will be telling mostly that this is what causes it. He says, na avinandati, na dvesti. If you do not get happiness from that, see, there are orders of happiness. We are sort of words, so we use same word for everything. But this is not to say if you are not seeking any pleasure, that is the meaning, for the things in situation in which you have fallen or things which are coming into your life. If you are not seeking pleasure into it, that is what the meaning of avinandati here is. Otherwise, nandati word comes from ananda, that you are in bliss. That is the root meaning of nanda, nandana. Nandati means ananda. So, but here it is not in that sense, because that is a stage to be attained. Here he is using the same word in a lower sense. Na avinandati, that you do not get. Avinandan we call that you are when you are inviting somebody and giving somebody some respect. That is also avinandan. But all these meaning he is very, he say in one word, so many meanings are there put in for us to explore that. So he says, if whatever situation if you are falling into, neither you seek pleasure into it, nor you seek honor into it, that you are getting honored by that, and neither you dvesh, means neither you are indifferent in that sense, wrong sense. Indifferent in right sense is fine, but indifferent in wrong sense is not fine. So he says, you do not feel that why this has come. Neither you are carried away by dveshti. You don't have a different parameter for that. You are not taking it that why it has come or why it has come only to me. You are just treating it as a situation has come and it will pass. So, na avinandati na dveshti. Neither you get carried away by it, nor you are thinking that no, this is bad. The situation is itself is bad in which you have fallen. You are not bad. Your karma is good, but the situation is bad. That is also not needed. He said, if you have become like that, in whatever situation you are unperturbed by that situation. That means your pragya pratisthita means now your intelligence is saying established, but that is not the way. To say you are moving towards that. In every sloka, tasya pragya pratisthita, then why it is needs to be repeated? So he is saying in one quantum, in one volume it is established. That is where people make mistake when they start quoting slok. इसे इसमें तो लिखा है, इट इज रिटन हियर, तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता, हो गई मेरी प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठित, आई एम एस्टैब्लिश्ड. व्हाई इट इज रिटन लाइक दिस? No, in this much quantum, in this much volume, it is established. Now you move onward. Now you test whether it is really established, then these are the parameters. If you are finding yourself in such a way that in life no situation perturbs you, neither you envy it, why it is happening to you, neither you have any this thing, no, why kind of thing that comes now, why on me only, why me only, all this situation in between, all such is not there, and you don't get happy by that why I am become like this, that nothing anymore puzzles me, not there also. That means you are attached in another way. So both ways when you have cause is a tasya pragya pratishtha. To that level your intelligence is established.
Yada samharate chayam kurmonganiv sarvashah indriyani indriyartebhyas tasya prajna pratisthita.
So he is giving an example of tortoise. Like what we have seen in tortoise cases, when it senses some trouble, somebody sees that somebody is going to harm it, then it shrinks his all limbs and goes inside. And before that he exhales or inhales, either two things he does. So it can stay for a very long period in that situation without breathing. Bahya kumbhak, a tortoise can do very well. He leaves his breath inside. So he is giving that example that there are three things in human beings which attach to him to the body. That is breathing, then consciousness and body. So this breathing, when it is happening, and the way your body is, way the body is means how much have you perfected it, how much is it into yoga. So those all things we have, that yam niyam and all, asan. So asan thing is what it is mentioned here indirectly, that if your body has become such that it is disciplined, then when you are breathing, it will take things in right senses only, in right meaning only, in right way only. Those whatever is happening outside, that inside you will feel the way you should feel. So consciousness, your consciousness will be rightly influenced by it, not wrongly. You are going somewhere, you are looking at somebody, 10 people are looking at me. 10 will have the 10 different feelings. So the one who is in yoga avastha, that one will have right feeling that this is the situation. So he has moved towards as it is a little bit. Move. So he says like tortoise. That's why the tortoise example is given. So if your senses becomes like this, that from the subjects of senses, they take themselves, subject, you understand, like tongue you have, what is it meant for? It tastes things. Skin, touch, eyes, see, ears, through ears you listen, through nose you smell. So he says all these senses give you your constitution. That is how you are built and that is how you are receiving knowledge through senses. So he says, now if there is a good food and it is aroma is coming, and you say, even if you are not hungry, you said, perhaps I could have a little from it, because you have taught yourself that wherever something good is there, I am entitled to have it. So that wrong perception is there. What it should be for food, it is meant for nourishing your body. Food's role is to give you that poshan, which is that you get it for your survival, that you are nourished well. Your senses are nursed and you are nourished. That is the role of food, but in right sense. So he says, when you have detached your senses from its subject, then only you will look at food as it is meant for nourishing your body. Then you will not nurse its needs in other sense. So it says, yada sangharte. So when you take, sangharan means to finish off, sanghar means to kill, sangharan here means to remove, to bring to right place. So he is saying, when you have made your senses like this, that you have detached them from their subjects of those senses, like the tortoise does.
Indriyanindriyartebhyas tasya prajna pratisthita.
Simple, not very complicated saying. So if you have made your senses like this, that means now your prajna means intelligence is established. 1 degree more. Yes.
Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinah rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartade.
So he is now cautioning, telling how people will take it. Because when he's saying, lo, if I tell that you remove your senses from the sense objects, maybe some people will take, lo, then I stop eating at all. Now subjects are removed from them. So he says, no, that is wrong. Because when you are not eating and all the time you are thinking about that food, then it is worse. It is not good. It is worse than, it is better to eat. At least you are doing something in balance. Here though you are doing just wrong thing. Neither you are pleasing yourself, nor you are doing it, your body and all, they are asking for its needs. So that attachment will still stay there.
Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartade.
But when you detach yourself from all that, then you can enjoy that. Because when attachment goes, then it doesn't matter, but not now, after a stage, that what you are eating, everything is prasad. If you have reached to that state, not before. So when your intelligence has reached to that level, where you have reached to the detachment total, then from the rasa, then it is material. Yes, next.
Yatato hyapi kaunteya purushasya vipaschitah indriyani pramathini haranti prasabham manah.
And he says why it happens. When you suppose you stay hungry and people do some sadhana and they are hungry and they are perforce not giving themselves food and all. So he said your mind will anyway carried away by that. And with what you are doing, you are giving punishment to your limbs. Because where your mind is, you are doing your sadhana through your mind only, not through your body. Body is a means. But your mind is carried away by that. So where is the sadhana in that? Because Haranti prasabhav mana means when mind is so powerful that whatever sense perception is there, it will very quickly take itself with that. It will go in that. Mind will run there only. And those senses, because whatever you are feeling, I need this, mind empowers it and it will take it with itself. Yes.
तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्तासीत मत्परः वाशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
Vashe hi yasyendriyani tasya pragya pratisthita. So he is saying this is not possible. This slok is very important because here he has made a degree change, as I keep saying. He says by on your own it is not possible for you.
तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्तासीत मत्परः.
So he says, so you develop that sanyam, that disciplines, that abstemiousness, and yukta asit matpara. Then you become yoga yukta with me. Yukta asit matpara. You have to attach yourself with me. Here he has been touching the teaching all go beyond yourself, have detachment. We said yukta asit matpara. Stay with me in union. Yukta asit matpara. Because otherwise you can't do.
वाशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
So he says, Vashe hi yashendriyani, whose senses are in one's control. Tasya pragya pratisthita. That person's intelligence is established. So here he is telling the way that this is how you can become abstemious, this is how you can become disciplined. Otherwise, on your own, you can't do this. So this is how that is important there.
ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगास्तेषुपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते.
Dhyayato Vishyan Pulsa. How it happens in world. Everything, see, even in world people say I meditate or I do not meditate. What is the advantage of meditation? What do I get if I meditate? You see, there is none who is not meditating. But they are meditating on right way, in right amount, on right things or not, that is the difference. Can you do even a single thing without putting your attention to anything? Any work you have to do, you will have to put your attention. And attention is another word for dhyan. Have you put your attention fully? Are you immersed fully into it? So, it's a dhyayato vishyan pulsa. People are putting attention to the subjects, matters, to the sense objects. Sangastesu upjayate, and how they are produced? Because when you are meditating, then you are in the union with that. Whosoever you are meditating, remember you are trying to become one with the dhyayato vishyan pulsa. If you are thinking all the time about that, Sangasteshu upjayate. With that union, that company will be created.
संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते.
Sangat sanjayate kama. So if for a long period of time the association is there for one kind of food, suppose, then you will start desiring for that food if you have been eating some dish for so long. So now that association has developed, that is how this, that people have a staple diet. How they like their staple diet? No, I will eat only this. I will be fine with this. Sangat sanjayate kama. So that desire is created. That attachment is created. Kamat krodho bhijayate. And if you are not getting that, desire is not getting fulfilled, then you will have anger. This is order being told. That is how you can control yourself, how you can become disciplined, and how you become indisciplined. Both things are there. So choices has been given that this is the order, this is how it works. So that is where we say this when we are reading Gita or anything which we consider to be the truth. It is always open for experimentation. It never says come and worship me. It says practice me and see whether I am true or not for you. And that is what people are not doing. When they don't do that, then they start doing this. In right sense or wrong sense. Right sense means that I am still incapable, I am trying my best, I will come there. Wrong sense that I can't do. So and that is where people go wrong. Because that is, they are not, book is not asking any book that come and obey and to me, I mean, you come and lay sastang and what has book got to do with that? It is knowledge given by somebody for our benefit, for our emancipation, for our liberation. He says if you want to get liberated, experiment and find it whether it is truth. If truth, then you didn't leave it. If it is not truth, what is the point? So every thing is there is a this we say this is the journey from mool to mulya. Mool means root. मूल क्या है आपका? यू आर ए सोल, दैट इज योर मूल. मूल्य क्या है आपका? लिबरेशन. अल्टीमेटली यू वांट टू गेट लिबरेटेड. So these are our four purusharth, artha, dharma, kama, moksha they have put. So this is mool to mulya. Two words are from the same root. Mool means root and mool means value. It says this is how your journey is happening. Journey is happening. That's dhyayato vishyan punsa sangastesu upjayate. That they are produced when first you think about something, you put your attention, then you get in association with that. Then when that sangat sanjayate kama, when you are in association, then desire will be there. When desire is not fulfilled, then you get angry. Kamat krodho vijayate. Yes. So that is the orders which is being told. This is how things happen. Now you experiment in life and find out whether this is really happening like this. Then your trust will increase. If you do not experiment, then you don't know what does it mean, despite the truth being in our eyes. So everywhere that has to be seen. Otherwise what is happening, because the language is changing, we are speaking English. So many things I find that it is very difficult. People say, no, if you are following truth, you will become successful. I may also use. It's not true. Truth is used only in the case of Vijay. That you will be victorious. And Vijay is not for individual. Vijay is for universal all the time. When you have reached to that, that's why it is this sentence is correct. Satyame Vijayate. This is a Upanishadic sutra. That you apply the word Vijay. Satyamyo safalte nahi bolte. Because you have read earlier, you have come through that ki safalta, asfalta se you have to overcome all that. Whether you are becoming successful or not, then you apply their no truth. It is not correct. But in life, generally we use such things, especially when motivational speakers are there. They are putting from this to that just to impress us somehow. Not knowing what the word meaning is, where it should be applied. And this is happening in our common life also. But when you come to the Tattva Gyan, then you should see the right word in right place. And that is where the language becomes a problem. Suppose our language, Indian language, would have been there in the world over. How comfortable we would have been to throw our knowledge open for all. Now it is other way around. Despite being in our own country, we are forced to speak this language to one another. Otherwise there is no communication. So the half-hearted and half-baked knowledge is flowing from here to there. But still, when the intention is right, someday we cross that language barrier, and that is the hope, and then we get to the truth of that. So it is saying like that truth is in the sense of always victory. All else it is on the way. Next.
क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha. So when you are angry, this is same trail it is being explained. That first dhyayato vishyan punsa, first you are thinking about something, putting your attention to the matters, and sangat sanjayate kama. Then you get desire for that, then it is unfulfilled, then you become angry. Then when you become angry, krodhat sammohat udbhavati krodha.
क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः
Krodhat udbhavati.
सम्मोहः.
So when you are angry, then you get deluded. You cannot see clearly because senses fight with one another. They are not giving you clear picture. Sometimes emotion is running, sometimes your intelligence is running, sometimes your intellect is running. So all things, sometimes some attachment is running, all coming together. Now you don't know which line to follow, which is the correct way. What should I do in my behavior? So that's why they say that like in a boiling water, you can't see your image. So like when you are angry, you do not see your real face. So when you do not see your real face, then who will be acting? Some unreal person. But how will the other will say to you only that you acted like this. So only you know that you were angry, you were not yourself. But for others, they are taking, no, you did this. So they say, now this becomes a problem. How will this get resolved? Then you say, no, it is not me, it was not me. Somebody is saying, how you did it only. So sammohat krodhat udbhavati sammoha. So when you are in anger, then you get deluded. Sammohat smriti vibhram. Then your whatever memories you were having, whatever knowledge was with you, that is not coming to your help. Because you forget all. When you are angry, everything is blurred. You don't remember how knowledgeable you are, what all abilities you have. Nothing is coming to your rescue, despite you having everything. Now what happens when you have so many abilities and nothing is coming to you for when the moment it is needed there? What happens? That's why I say keep observing yourself, experimenting and see how it works or it is not working. Then only you say something to be the truth. Your self-confidence goes low next time. That is the worst effect of this. That time the whatever loss had to happen, that had already happened. Next time when you are going, your self-esteem will be at its lowest. So it is, that's why we say life is going like this. There is no second take into it. So only thing is you have to be disciplined and obedient or you can't be. So you are going in one track. There is no like film, no, now come on, we will shoot it again. It's not like this. Life is going in one direction. What is gone is gone. You have to move ahead and keep improvising on the way. It is running. There is no time that you stop and will do it. No. On the run only you have to keep improving. And then slowly if you do this, you get a knack to it and then you start improving. So smriti bhranshad buddhinaso buddhinasat pranashyati. So whole this two slok, they have told clearly how people operate. So when smriti bhranshad buddhinaso, so when your memory got broken, you have memory got broken here means whatever abilities you have within you, they are not coming to your rescue because you are not disciplined. So they are not coming there. That is why I say that only there are two things: obedience and discipline. That makes you who you should become. So it's a smriti bhranshad buddhinaso. Then all the pragya pratishtha we have been saying so long. That is how your intelligence is established. Here in one sentence he removes also says buddhinashat pranashyati. Then your intelligence is gone for a toss. Sara pragya pratishtha is over. And buddhinashat pranashyati, and you are gone. Nashyati means pra word is important because it is pratishthitam. Pra here refers to the pranav, that is Om, which contains all what is there, the whole creation and its beyond. That is a point. Pranav is a point which we call a critical point, which has all whatever is visible and which has all whatever is invisible. It is in that middle. This side of all and that side of all. Vyakta, avyakta, both it has. So it says that pranashyati, that you are established, you have fallen from that point. And he is a pratisthit. Tisthit means to sit. You are established in that prana. So pratisthit and pranashyati, both are opposites of one another. Either you are pratisthit or you are pranashyati, means you have fallen from that place. And he says buddhi nashat pranashyati. If your intelligence is not established, that means pranashyati. You have fallen from that grace, fallen from that where you were supposed to be established. Yes.
रागद्वेष विमुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विद्धे आत्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति.
So if you have become free from raga dvesh, raga word how you understand? See, it is understand it from this music background. In all fine arts, music, dance, literature, this rag, especially the singing, this rag, which rag you are singing. What is rag? It is a composition of swaras in different formats, unique formats. So what it does, when they are composed in that way, that creates sense of enjoyment. You enjoy that sound in a very, it's a pleasing manner. That means you get pleased what is you are hearing to, what you are seeing to. So you get attached. When you get pleased with something, you get attached. So it's a rag. That means its beauty is such that you get enamored and you get attached. Rag. Dvesh. Dvesh means you envy it. You consider it. You are envious to it. Vimuktatma. If you are free from all these, you have only one ish, no two ish. Then rag dvesh vimuktatma.
रागद्वेष विमुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन्.
So then all the subjects, if they are free from rag dvesh and if they are going through indriyas, then you are not attached to them. See, this has to be understood very clearly. Can we stay without food? So one time we are saying, no, detach yourself from the subjects. Another time I am saying, no, you can't stay without food. But you should not be attached to it. That is it. You should do everything, but you should not be attached to it. And so he has told it both ways, that even if you are not doing it, even if you are not eating, but you are attached to it, that is worse. But better is that you, while you are going through this, all the subjects of the indriyas are going through their way they should go, you are not attached to it. Second.
आत्मवश्यैर्विधे आत्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति.
This is when Atmavaishya Vidher Atma, means when yourself is controlled by your soul in our language. Sahaj Smriti Yoga's language. When your self is controlled by your soul, then you get to prasadam adhigacchati. Then you get the happiness. Prasad. We say no, our food should become prasad. Whether it is food for body or food for mind or food for self or food for soul. That's what is in prasadam adhigacchati. It becomes prasad. Your soul becomes happy. If you, this is the order. If you are abstemious, if you are disciplined, if you are attached to the God, then that is how you become prasadam adhigacchati. When you are controlled and disciplined in such a manner, then only we are saying the happiness. This is the happiness, which is happiness of soul, not anything else. Not happiness of body or not happiness of mind or self. It is the happiness of soul. From that point, whatever is distributed to self, mind and body. If soul is imparting happiness to self, mind and body, it is fine. But if it is going this way around, it is not fine because it cannot go. Yes.
Prasade sarva dukkhanam हानिरसोपजायते प्रसन्न चेतसो ह्यासु buddhi paryavatiष्ठते.
So he says, when soul is dancing in happiness, then what will happen? You become free.
Prasade sarva dukkhanam हानिरसोपजायते.
So you become free from all kinds of miseries. When your soul is happy, then you become free from all dukh, miseries. Hanir means unka hani ho jati hai. They are gone. There are no miseries. If soul is happy, then even in the midst of miseries, you will not feel misery. Like we see, that's why these examples, when they are given with a caution. We give example of saints. Certain saint, he had this problem that he said, I am not suffering. Another saint had this problem, he said, I am not suffering. So others are seeing, no, there is a problem in his body. But because they are not in that state of realization, so for them it is true, for him it is not true. That's what he is saying, prasadam adhigacchati. When the soul has reached to that happiness, had become prasadam, then all the miseries are gone. Vidheyatma. Vidheyatma means it is going in right way, vidhi. System. We say there are these avastha, vyavastha and vyaktitva. So, what is your vidhi? This is vyavastha, the system. It has reached to the happiness through right system. So, this is the meaning. When soul is happy, then miseries disappear. This is the meaning, simple meaning of all the complication. Yes.
नास्ति बुद्धिर्युक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयतः शान्तिर् अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्.
Here he is saying this has one crescendo it has reached in this. That buddhi is established like this. And in the second it is saying that if it is not done, if you are not in yoga, then what will happen? Nahi ayuktasya bhavana. If you are not established in yoga, then you do not have bhav also. There are no emotions to such person. And there is no bhav means truth also. So both things are not there. So in yoga if you are not, then such things are not there. So, and when nahi ayuktasya buddhi, if that is like that, then his intelligence is also not working. So if you are not in yoga, then your buddhi will not be working properly and you will not have any bhavana. When you do not have emotions, you cease to understand the world, human world, how it is functioning. So you have to have anything. What people are making mistake mostly, they think in unidimension. Linear thinking is there. Oh, bhavana is what, then discard it, cut it off. It is not like that. You have to have everything but at right place. See it rightly, where its place is, to that extent only. You have to work with it. So nothing is there which is unwanted in this creation or nature or existence. Only thing is you have to see it from right point and in right perspective, so that you say what is its real use. That is where we call, is intelligence established or not, and if established, to what an extent. And this is the way he has told very clearly, that if you go through this, that you become disciplined, you become obedient, then these things will come into your control if you are attached to the Supreme. So that is the way.
Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonvidhiyate tadasya harati pragnam vayurnavamivambhasi.
He says that like the boat, when it is in the water, but if winds are heavy, then they keep moving it here and there. So that way, if your intelligence is not established properly, then this is what the condition will happen, that any subject matter of senses will be easily in a position to move you from this place to that place. Yes.
Tasmadyasya mahabaho nighritani sarvashah indriyani indriyartedebhyas tasya prajna pratisthita.
So he is saying, that is how now I have told you, this is how you are, this is how it works. So you take control of your senses and remove them from their subjects, but the way it should be done, that way only. So nigrihitani means you know their right place and then don't get attached to it.
Tasmadyasya mahabaho nighritani sarvashah indriyani indriyarthebhyas tasya prajna pratisthita.
Says if you want your intelligence to stay established, you stay in meditative position all the time, then you will have to do this yoga, that you detach your senses from their sense objects, from all the kinds, and come back to yourself and become one.
Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato munehe.
Now he is giving some dose of knowledge here. So it's a little higher sense. He says, Ya nisha sarva bhutani tam jagrati samyami. What is the awareness of an ordinary person? Ordinary person wakes up in the world, is sansara, this appearances. In that is a night for a abstemious one, for the yogi, for the muni. He considered this as a night. People are dreaming. This appearances for some time. So he is sleeping in that knowledge. While what is real knowledge, he is woken up into that where the world is sleeping. The ones who are considering themselves limited to living being from birth to death, those kind of people carried away by that kind of intelligence, because that is also intellect. Some intellect is there. He said they are waking up into this. And the Muni is sleeping into it. For them, this is not knowledge, because he knows it is temporary for some time. So he is not perturbed. So all this which is given, this will bring, only can bring to this situation. Whatever he has been saying so far now, if that has become, he says, Sarvasa, from everywhere, you bring yourself to yourself and become one, then you see, this is night. I should sleep into it. And I should wake up in this, these bhutanis are not there.
आपूर्यमानामचल प्रतिष्ठम् समुद्रमापाः प्रविशन्ति यद्वत् तद्वत् कामायम् प्रविशन्ति सर्वे स शान्तिमाप्नोति न कामकामी.
She is saying that when you have become like this, that whole creation you find sleeping within you, and then you wake up, then it will be like this, that like the rivers, all rivers go with their full force flowing into the sea, but reaching to the sea doesn't feel anything that rivers are coming with such a force. It is as calm as usual, going in one source. So same way the world will become for you, because when you are the world, you are waking up into the reality where world is sleeping. So like these rivers are coming, like the life currents are coming, but you are like an ocean, unperturbed by it. What is happening here? You are perturbed only when you are considering it real. Then if you are considering it as it is, and then where is the problem? So that is how. So all kinds of desires and everything, they don't perturb such a person despite being there.
विहाय कामान्यः सर्वान् पुमांश्चरति निष्प्रहः निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः स शान्तिम् अधिगच्छति.
Vihaya sarvan kaman puman nischarati. So what happens is that he says, when all the desires are thus sublimated, then he is roaming free. Puman means Purushman, the one, the soul. Purush refers to the soul.
निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः स शान्तिम् अधिगच्छति.
This is important. Now this will come and the last in the 18th chapter again. Nirmamo nirahankaro. It has, see, this is in chapter 2, almost everything he has said. Nothing is left. Now only, rather I say in 2-3 slokas, he has, in the first one he says very clearly that there was no time and I was not there when these people, over. Most of the time he is just explaining that how it is. Somewhere he is saying, as I said, 62, that you can't do it on your own, you will have to take my help. Another stand. So there are few points where he is making that this is how it can be. Then all other is just explanation. So like here he has said this, that nirmamo nirahankaro. Now in 18th chapter you will see it again. That if your soul has become like nirmamo nirahankaro, that nothing is mine, nothing belongs to me, nirmam. Not attached to anything, nirahankaro. You have your ego sense is sublimated, then only you can get that happiness. Before that, none can experience that happiness. Because without surrendering, it doesn't come. It is prasadam adhigacchati. So Ishwar ka prasad hai. Jiva only can give. It is not by doing something you get. It is by his pleasure that you get, by his pleasing that you get, by his happiness that we get. So when we reach to that stage, that nirmamo nirahankaro, our ego sense is sublimated, because you cannot be destroyed. It is not possible. So long as the creation is there, you cannot be destroyed. So what can be done when it cannot be destroyed? You can only be sublimated and surrendered. If it were possible that it can be demolished forever, it is not possible. You will stay. So, right way is to stay the way you should stay. And then there is happiness. So he said, Nirmamo Nirahankaro, this is the way. And this comes, which steps he has clearly told, that these are the steps leading to this. So every step he is saying how to control your mind, how to control yourself, how to put your soul into right direction. Everything very clearly stated. So this will lead you to this situation where you become Nirmamo Nirahankaro. Then the happiness will come.
विहाय कामान् यः सर्वान् पुमांश्चरति निष्प्रहः निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः स शान्तिम् अधिगच्छति.
कितना अच्छा, very clearly he has said this. When you become like this, free from all desires, then charati means you are just freely roaming everywhere. Punsha means the soul is roaming everywhere. There is nothing where it cannot go. And nirmamo nirahankaro, because it has become nirmam and nirahankar, prasadam adhigacchati, then it is full with happiness. So these are the descriptions. Spirituality is description of reality. That this is how it is. So when something is told that this is how it is, there is no secret. It is open for all. You also see whether it is you are finding it or not. Truth, universal truth, is truth for all. It is not somebody's property. There is no, I will hold on to it. It is free for all. But there is a way to go to it. That is what discipline and obedience.
एषा ब्राह्मी स्थितिः पार्थ नैनां प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थितवास्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्म निर्वाणमृच्छति.
First, Esham Brahmi Sthiti Parth Nainam Prapya Durmahayati. He says this is the sthiti of the Brahma. This is the, where we say what is the Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Na Shochati Na Kanchati. This will come in 18th chapter. She said, what is this Brahma Bhuta? How is the Brahmi Sthiti? How are you established in Brahma? This is the way. So if you get this kind of Brahmi Sthiti, then you will not be deluded again.
स्थितिवास्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्म निर्वाणमृच्छति.
And then he is saying, even when the time to leave body comes, you will get Brahma Nirvana. Brahma Nirvana means the way Brahma Jnani leaves the body. So Brahma Jnani leaves the body in a certain way, which other cannot leave, because they are not attained to that state. Listen, we say to, you may have heard, we sense in Brahmaleen, such words are used for them. That means Brahmaleen, they are established into that state of being, that where everywhere they are free Atma, moving or roaming, because they are surrendered ones. So he says, when you have attained to such state of Brahman, then even when you leave body, then also Brahmi Sthiti you will get to, Brahma Nirvana you get. You reach to where you should reach. Yehi, that is how it is said, when you are living, at that time you get liberated. While body is very much there, you can lahin char phal achatutanu sadhu samaj priya. That means when the body is there, that time also you can get liberated. Jivan Mukt we call those people. So we have become Jivan Mukt. Then when body leaves also, then also you are established same, because nothing has changed for you. If this you consider it as it is, then truth is always what it is. Nothing, no change. So he said this is how the yoga is. That is how you reach to the yoga avastha. That is explained very clearly in this chapter. So he is indicating that without being in yoga, you becoming yogi, it is not good. Good is to become yogi, to get liberated here and now.